Now, Kevin Samuels, he hit it on the nail, and he simplified what the Bible was saying the whole time, what the Almighty, the universal God, was saying the whole time. He simplified the situation when he said that single women keep women single. You see, because these are the women that they're not in the final stage, or they're not the upper echelons of women. And when you hang around these people, now let me go into Proverbs to start this off. Let's let Proverbs break it down. Now, Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20 say, "He that walk with wise men or women shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed." So, when single women hang around single women, especially when they're over the age of the blossom of youth, or the flower of youth, a marriageable age, in their 20s, late 30s, you are totally hanging with a foolish woman. Most of these women is going to be loud and clamorous. Let's get that in Proverbs 9 and 13. Proverbs 9 and 13 say, "A foolish woman is loud, clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing." What don't she know? See, what don't this single woman know that's trying to be a friend to another single woman, or any woman? What don't she know? Okay, let's get that in Titus. Now, all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rikakadash. Now, when you look at Titus chapter 2, let's go to Titus chapter 2. That should be right behind 2 Timothy, Titus chapter 2. Okay, verse 3. It say, "The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things." Verse 4, "That they may teach the young women to be sober and love their husbands and love their children." So, younger women that's not married, they're not even in the equation. The equation is, when women get together, it should be an aged woman with a young married woman. An aged married woman with a young married woman. You see? That's who the women should be befriending. These older women that's married. And they should also be married. Now let's get that. And let's see here. Let's get that in 1 Timothy. It talks about these women. Okay. Here it is. 1 Timothy chapter 5. It says in verse 13 of chapter 5 of 1 Timothy, "And withdraw they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers also, and busybodies, speaking things which they ought not. Verse 14, and I would therefore that the younger women marry. You see? So the equation of being single is not even in there, because he wants you to be married. He wants you to find you a man. Find you a man is the goal. Find you a man is the dream, the aspiration, the motivation for a woman's life. Not no going to find some good job working for the white man. That is not your goal. Your goal is verse 14, 1 Timothy 5 and 14. It says, I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. But this is what these women in America and going into these Christianity churches is doing. Verse 15, for some are already turned aside after Satan. See, that's what they doing. They want to talk about being single, and this is what the single woman is doing. Let's get that in 2 Timothy. This is why the women are single, and this is what they're doing. Christianity is keeping these people single. And let's see here, 2 Timothy chapter 3 and let's see, chapter 3. It talks about these women. Let me get it. Okay. See how these okay, chapter 3 verse 6, it say, for of this sort are which creep in the houses and lead captive silly women, foolish women. You see, the Christianity church is keeping these women single. Lead captive silly, foolish women. See, they loud women that don't know nothing. Laden with sin. They around here going to the club on Saturday, wake up, go there behind the church, going to the church on Halloween to bring in the whatever. On the day of the dead, they going to the church. They are silly and don't know nothing. Led away with diverse lust. Verse 7, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. See, they gonna learn and they gonna be being taught, but they being taught by other silly women, other foolish women, other loud single women, older women that don't got no man. See, you say aged women supposed to teach the young women, but these aged women got a husband, cause you teaching them how to have that husband. And so that's what's going on. Now it's another thing when it comes to these women, because it talks about a woman with a quiet spirit. See, a woman's supposed to have a quiet spirit, and by her having this quiet spirit, if her husband is not an unbeliever, is not a believer of the word, she's supposed to win him over without a word, by the conversation that she has. And she ain't breaking the scriptures down to him, but just through her conversation, this man understands that this is a godly woman, and I want to keep me a godly woman. And so the problem is that these single women are sitting around here sleeping with these men, going from boyfriend to boyfriend, talking about a marriage license, when they don't understand that you are married in the scriptures. Sex is marriage. Now I got a major scripture that break it down on how sex is marriage. And the problem is they're going to these Christianity churches and thinking that a marriage license is making you married when that ain't got nothing to do with it. A marriage license is not keeping you married. Okay, now this is Deuteronomy 21 and 13. Deuteronomy 21 and 13. And before that, let me read Deuteronomy 23 and 7. Deuteronomy 23 and 7 says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel. When you sleep, they sleeping around talking about they not married and then they going to church. See, that's why they some foolish women laden with sin. You see, because when you lay down with a man, that's marriage. Deuteronomy 21 and 13. It says, what happened? Okay, anyway, the verse starts off and says, she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, meaning the clothing of her captivity. After she has lived in your house, it's talking to the Israelite man that wins the war and take the other women captive. So the women that he take captive, he lead this woman away from her nation and take her captive under the Israelite army. After she has lived in your house a month and mourned her father and her mother, you may have relations with her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. You see, the relations initiated the husband and wife situation. She was in the man's house, but just by her living in this man's house didn't make her his wife. What made her the wife was when he had relations with her. Same thing happened with was it Abraham? I'm thinking Abraham, when he could have been Abraham or Jacob. They went into their mother's tent, had relations with the woman, and the woman became his wife. They didn't have to go to the white man. They didn't have to go to the high priest. You see, they didn't have to go to the high priest. Now, in the society of the Israelites, when they went to the high priest, they had to have relations first, because they had to bring the clothing or the sheets off the bed. That when after they had the relations, they took it to the high priest and made sure that this daughter was a virgin, because they only married off virgins in that manner. But say she's not a virgin, you're not going to go through that routine by trying to prove that she's a virgin and go to the high priest. You just going to have relations with that woman, and that woman is going to be your wife. And so that's how the whoredom is going on in our nation as blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, trying to follow what Christianity is telling you. And them people are just gathering up single women and teaching them a doctrine of whoredom, because the scriptures teach these women to be around aged married women and to find them a husband. That's what the scriptures teach them. Find you a man and find you an aged woman to teach you how to deal with this man, to be a companion of a wise person, somebody that's wise, and somebody that's going to teach you how to be wise in your situation. No, don't go hanging around these foolish women, loud women, laden with sins at the Christianity church that's telling them to stay single and they strong, powerful, manly women. That's not what the Lord is telling you, that's not a godly woman. A godly woman is going to find her a man and go around other women that have them a man and learn from that woman and get advice from that woman how to deal with that man. And so that's how Kevin Samuels, he hit it on the nail, because he simplified what the Bible was saying, that the goal for these women is to get rid of any woman that's not married. Get them out of your face and out of your eardrum. You need to have married women in your eardrum. You see, married women, that's who you deal with at all times. Even the single women. Before you worried about a friend, go get you a man. See? But I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.